think me doing this topic is equivalent to, you see my foot here? My hand's a gun. So well, let's begin then. So out of all the questions and comments that I have on my videos, this is probably the top one. Why are you single? So I thought it best I tackled this subject in a video because I'll be honest, I'm sick of saying the same reply to every single one of them. And no, it's not because I'm a lesbian. Although I did actually develop feelings for a girl that had a girlfriend a few years ago. But you guys don't want to hear about that, do you? You do? Tough. So I think from the age of about 17, I was always the sister that had all the boyfriends. There was Barney, who was like the stud of my senior school, and for some reason he woke up one day and decided that he fancied me. Then there was Greg, the Australian, who, well, cheated on me. Then there was Steele. Yes, I said Steele. His name was Steele. He lived in South Africa and I lived in Cape Town with him for about a year. And then there was Charlie, and then there was Neil, and then there was James. And although I did definitely love them all at the time, I think if I dated them now, I don't think we'd have lasted very long. You know when you're younger and you've got your whole life ahead of you? Having a boyfriend that you weren't quite sure about didn't matter. Because what's a year when you're like 22? I was young, I went forth, I spreaded my oats. What are the oats? Are they like my eggs? What am I doing? Anyway, as I got older, I think when I got to about 27, I was like, shit, I need to get my shit sorted and meet my husband. Don't get me wrong, I don't think that was a good way to think. I put like a ton of pressure on myself to find a boyfriend, but actually I did end up meeting someone at 27 who I fell absolutely head over heels for. Like, wow, how I felt was intense. I just absolutely loved him. I loved everything about him. I wanted to spend all my time with him. And we actually ended up staying together for about 2 years. And then, well, don't want to dwell on that in this video because I don't want it to take a real sad nosedive. But he just wasn't looking for the same thing I was, really. Well, that's actually not strictly true. He just wasn't looking for anything forever with me, you know? Anyway, it was a supremely shit time for me after that for quite a few years. Just really put me off meeting someone, like, for a really long time. Since then, well, I've obviously dated people, some for just one date, some for a few months. I don't know, I'm looking to really feel the feels, you know? You know that exciting, addictive feeling you get in your body when you meet someone that you have this crazy chemistry with and you connect on like all levels? That shit is genuinely like crack. Not that I've actually tried crack, but I imagine it's a very similar feeling. And because I know how that amazing kind of connection can feel, when I meet men now that I go on a date with where I don't feel that, it's not good enough for me. I know that I have got way more fussier and picky over the years. I'm very well aware of this fact, but I have a lot of friends and people in my life that I know have settled for someone that is nice and they get on with, and you know, yeah, sure, I could have a baby with him, I guess. There's something in me, I can't do that, like I can't settle and I won't settle. Now obviously the problem with all of this is that it takes longer to meet someone often. And I have been single for quite a few years, like 4 years I think. But I'll be honest, I needed to be single for that time. I was always someone that had to be around people all the time and I depended on everyone to pick me up if I felt shit. But since then, I've travelled by myself, I've had 2 shows commissioned by Channel 4. I got through a severely long period of mental health issues all by myself. I guess I just feel really proud of where I am and what I've achieved in those years. But love is what makes the world go around, and I love being in love, like I love it. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I just feel sad for people that have settled because they'll never get to know how incredible that, I mean, I could talk about it for a long time, but you guys know what I mean, that like, it knocks you, doesn't it, when you meet someone that you just fall totally in love with. I'm a reach for the stars kind of person, you know? In life, career, men. Some might say overachiever. I would say, maybe I'd agree with them actually. So I'm going to end this video here because I don't want it to be super long. I think I've said what I wanted to say. I hope I've answered your questions about why I'm single. Now maybe people can stop asking me. Well, that would be grand. I don't know exactly who I'm looking for. I don't have a specific type, but I've always had a very good gut instinct about stuff, and I just know when I know. So when I don't know, it's a no, you know? Also, I wanted to say, don't get me wrong, in saying all this, my ovaries know I'm 32. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, you know, I love being single and, you know, I don't want a boyfriend. I'm just more honest than that, really. Like, I think a lot of people, if they really admitted to themselves that they would want a boyfriend, because it's nice, isn't it? Sometimes it does make me sad. Sometimes I do feel lonely. And I think admitting that kind of stuff is like the hardest thing, but I'm quite like a believer in what's meant to be will be. Life took a different path for me than I thought, but other things have replaced things that I thought were going to happen, and they've been amazing. I just think you just have to believe it's going to happen for you. So ovaries, shut the fuck up. Well, what a note to end the video on. I'm gonna go. Bye.